Well, that was gonna be one of my exciting home updates. Did you see the nerve of that duck? The nerve. Oh my goodness. So I just got that blow up alligator floaty because I heard that that was like the best duck deterrent for your pool. That you can't just use any kind of floaty, but it has to be like a predator-like, predator-looking type of floaty, and the alligator apparently was the best one. So I got this giant one off of Amazon, blew it up yesterday, put it in the pool, and I was like, awesome. This is gonna be great. Did you see that duck? It literally was like, whatever, and jumped into the pool. I feel like I'm cleaning up more duck poop than dog poop. Right, Butters? What are you doing? You were very busy just there. You were just about to take off somewhere. Where are you going? I want you to tell everyone what you're busy doing all the time. How was your breakfast? Well, good morning. Welcome to another vlog. I can't believe my exciting home update was thwarted by the duck. I was hoping to give you good news that I was able to find some sort of duck deterrent, a successful duck deterrent, but no. Anyway, I'm sure you guys can hear it in my voice, but I have been fighting a cold for the past week or so. You know, I filmed a couple of Sephora videos and I mentioned it in one, and many of you were like, I hope you feel better or whatever. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am feeling much, much better, but I sound worse. I'm like at that point in the cold where like my voice is kind of coming in and out. My voice is coming in and out. Wow, this is gonna be great. Sorry guys. My voice is coming in and out. My nose is like stuffy, but I feel fine. And when I had just started getting this cold, it was like my throat was just like really thick and hot and on fire. And I sounded fine, sounded perfectly fine, but I felt awful, felt absolutely awful. So anyway, yeah, I think the big topic of conversation this past week, for at least for me in my world, has been the Sephora sale. And I put up 2 videos, one recommending like skincare and whatever, and then another video recommending makeup. The makeup one is much longer, and the skincare, perfume, hair care, body care, all of that stuff is like half as long. But there was a lot of good makeup, I have to say. And you know, when you have the entire Sephora store to pick from, there's a lot, because it's not just the new releases, it's a lot of old stuff. And I actually went back into the archives and recommended some oldies but goodies for you guys. Anyway, if you're interested, those videos are live. Today is actually the first day that I can shop. As a Rouge member, I can shop. So I'm actually gonna go into store. I'm gonna take you guys along with me. I do also wanna stop into Louis Vuitton. They just came out with their doggy collection. I actually don't know what the official name is. I guess we'll find out when we go. But I've been seeing all over Instagram all of these really cute doggies decked out in Louis Vuitton. And so they not only have products for dogs, you know, like harnesses and collars and leashes and all that stuff and carriers, but I think they have actual, you know, human clothing and accessories that are dog themed. And that's what I'm a little bit more interested in. You know, because Butters doesn't care. I mean, she'll chew on it until it's completely disintegrated, but that's about it. And the client advisor that I work with at Louis Vuitton, she actually invited me and Butters to come in, and I was like, I don't trust Butters around other dogs. She gets very, very aggressive, and the last thing I need is for her to like pick a fight with a dog at the Louis Vuitton boutique. Yeah, she loves people aggressive around dogs, so I don't feel comfortable taking her. Do you remember that Super Chewer bark box toy that I got her for Halloween? It had that mummy outer covering. So she's ripped off the outer covering, that's what that is, the mummy. She's just been flinging that around like it's a dead animal. I don't know. She's just been flinging that around and also playing with the ball, which I don't know where that is right now, but yeah. I know, it's hard to believe that sweet face, that sweet, sweet face gets aggressive around other dogs, but she does. I have not been working out because of this cold. I did a quick workout yesterday and I felt great, but I was like, you know what, let's not push it. I was gonna go to the gym this morning and I was like, let's not push it. I think a rest day between workouts is perfectly fine. No need to get crazy. So I'm resting today. I'll be back at the gym tomorrow. You know, update on my fitness journey. The eating has been a struggle for me this past week. I feel like I'm coming into like my season. I love, love, love fall and winter. I love cold weather. I love when like the air is just super crisp. I love when I can start layering on clothes and all my knitwear comes out. You guys know, I really do. I just love cold weather. And when the cold weather comes on, I just want to eat like yummy food. And so I'm realizing that colder weather is kind of a trigger for me. And so I'm just, I'm trying to keep it at bay, but it really has been triggering. Halloween was this past week. So I only had one of those like Hershey nuggets, like the big chunky little pieces. I had one of those. Thankfully, like candy and chocolates, that's not really like my kryptonite. But nonetheless, I mean, it's been everywhere and it's been tempting. Yeah, I just feel like I haven't been as strong with my eating. I haven't been like just on the straight and narrow with my eating. And I know that's gonna happen, and I'm trying to, stay away from the negative self-talk. I've talked about this a lot too, because I find that it's so counterproductive, that the more I beat myself down about maybe having a meal that's kind of off track, or, a piece of candy or whatever that we all know is not good for you, the last thing I need to do is just like beat myself up over it, because it creates a downward spiral, and it's just not good. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good overall. So I'm really trying to stay away from the negative self-talk. I'm trying not to dwell on it, because that's another thing that I used to do, is just like really obsess and focus on the fact that like I had that piece of chocolate. How could I? How dare I? And like replay like just like the horrible feelings that I have. It's just not good. So I'm really trying to stay away from that. I've been pretty successful, because this is something that I've been working on for, a long time. But it is so interesting to kind of be off track, and how quickly these negative thoughts kind of come back, how quickly like we revert back to some like bad habits or whatever. And so yeah, I'm just trying to really stay cognizant of it and not let the thoughts just run away with themselves. It's like you'll have them, they're gonna come up, but addressing them immediately, squashing them, and like changing that, I think is really the important step to like this healing that I've been doing with like my relationship with food, and my relationship with myself really, in regards to food, in regards to eating, and how like I treat myself and talk to myself regarding food. But anyway, I know this is an ongoing conversation that we've had in regards to, this wellness journey that I've been on. So I just wanted to give you, like a quick update on where I've been mentally this past week. It doesn't also help that I haven't been feeling well. I definitely want like comfort food when I'm not feeling well, but it's like I have to just stop and think about it. It's like, well, is mac and cheese really gonna help that cold? No, absolutely not. And it's also really tough. Like I try and eat a high protein diet where I have about 125 to 150 grams of protein a day. And protein is it takes a long time to digest. I don't want to say it's hard for your digestion, but it's more of a process than eating, like noodles or cheese doodles or something that just goes, right through you basically. And I just feel like when I'm not feeling well, it's like the last thing I want to put my body through is just this like, this kind of like churning and like digesting of food. But I had to just keep telling myself that all of these foods that I think my body wants when it's not feeling well is just food that just makes me feel better in the short term. And so, I've been pretty good for the most part, especially considering I was sick and the weather's gotten colder, all that stuff. But man, it was hard to kind of like choke down all of that protein when I wasn't feeling well. But I did it. Anyway, quick wellness journey update. All right, I'm gonna get ready for the day and I'll be right back. I just wanted to show you my outfit. I've got on my Prada bomber jacket. I have not been able to wear this since I was in Milan, because when I got back to Vegas, it was still like 100 degrees, but it's finally cold out. And then let me lower you. Put on my frame bubble jeans. These have been very polarizing. I think people either love or hate these jeans. I just think they're funny. I just love the fact that they're different. They're different from what we've seen most recently. And it's so funny. They're so exaggerated when you're just standing there. You like take a shot of them, but when you start walking, they're actually, yeah, they're not bad. Anyway, I've been loving these bubble jeans, and I have on my Schiaparelli gold toe high tops. So that is the outfit of the day. Of course, I've got my Lucifer jewelry on. My rings are actually downstairs. I was cleaning them, so they're down there drying. Oh, I need a handbag. You know what? I'm gonna grab the Camouflage Louis Vuitton bag that I got from this past spring Pharrell collection. I think this will be really cute with this outfit. I thought about it in my head, but let's see what it looks like in real life. Yeah, I think that looks cute. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that looks cute. I love this little bag. It's a perfect size. Okay, so I am gonna head out to the Strip. I am gonna stop by the Sephora at Planet Hollywood, and then I'm gonna go to the Louis Vuitton at Crystals. Check out this dog collection. I'm so excited. But that's the plan for today. So, all right, so we've arrived at Crystals. Just a tip for any of you visiting Vegas or live here in Vegas and you don't know this, Crystals has free valet. And the Crystals Mall is very conveniently attached by walkway to the Cosmo and Planet Hollywood. So I am now walking up towards the walkway so that I can walk over to Planet Hollywood and hit that Sephora. friends, I wanted to show you what I got at Sephora yesterday, and I'll give you a quick update on Louis Vuitton. So I ordered 2 very small things that I'm going to show you in like a future video, probably my next video where I'm going to be doing like more of a fashion haul. I figured it belonged in that one anyway, and I just wanted to get to the Sephora stuff because I know today VIB and insiders can shop. So I wanted to show you what I got. I also wanted to put it on with you guys, test it out a little bit. I picked up the Ilia, the face palette, the Ethereal Baked Face Palette, but I got it in shade medium because I have light, and I just wanted to see, and I wanted to demo for you guys whether or not the medium would work for my skin tone, and if you have a similar skin tone, whether or not it would work for you. And then I did also pick up the Patrick Ta foundation, the Major Skin Hydro Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. I got it in the shade 7 Peachy Neutral, and when I was in store, I really wanted to get shade 6, which I think was just neutral, and they didn't have that. They had shade 5 and shade 7. So I opted for 7. We'll see how that goes. I did also pick up the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. In person, I really, really liked the looks of this palette. So I thought we would try it on together, see if maybe you guys would be interested in that. I did also just re-up on the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This is the brow gel that I use to tame the baby hairs that I have all along my hairline in the front. If I did not use this, my hair would literally just be sticking straight up. Looks crazy. It looks absolutely crazy. So I always pick up a clear brow gel either during this event or like during the Ulta, what is it, like the 28 days of beauty or whatever that they have during the summertime. They usually have like a buy one, get one free. I always try and pick that up. So I got that in store. And then, what is this? Oh, I got the, I totally forgot, the Haus Labs concealer. So this is the Triclone Skin Tech Concealer, and I got it in the shade, whoa, the shade 13 Light Neutral. So many of you either asked me to try this or recommended this. You were really impressed with this. And I thought, why not? I like most of the Haus Labs products that I've tried in the past, like the blushes and the bronzers. Actually, the bronzer is like one of my favorites. So I thought, why don't I try that? And then last but not least, I got the Dior Addict, the lip oil. And I have a few like pinky peachy colors. So I decided to go for Bronze Glow, which is like a deeper shade, which I'll show you in just a bit. But that's what I picked up at Sephora yesterday at the Planet Hollywood location. All right, so I just have my skincare down. I figured let's just go straight in with the Patrick Ta. At this point, it's not a new foundation, but so many of you asked me to try this. So this is the shade 7 Peachy Neutral. Let's do a couple pumps here. It's got a nice pump top. And where is this made? This is made in the USA with globally sourced materials. Okay, so this is 7 Peachy Neutral. I think that'll work for me. And the texture is to be expected. It's like a typical, you know, liquid foundation texture. I'm just very curious as to the coverage. I think, you know, with Patrick Ta's aesthetic and the description of this, I think it's going to be like a light medium coverage, which is my favorite. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of what I pumped out. I'm using my BK Beauty 101 brush. Just applying it on one side here. This looks, yeah. This looks like it has a light coverage, which I'm really happy about. Okay. And this shade, at first I thought maybe it was gonna be a little bit too light, but I think it's working, probably because it has a really light coverage. Now, I'm avoiding this part of my face, or this part of my nose, I should say, the bottom, because I have been blowing my nose a lot. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm kind of getting over a cold. And this whole part of my nose, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, it's like, it's so scaly and gross, and I've really been like putting ointment on it, I've been treating it or whatever. It's just at that point. It's at that point in my cold. So I'm gonna avoid, putting any foundation there because I don't wanna irritate that skin anymore. And it's also, I mean, anything I put over there is gonna look really, really bad. So we're gonna avoid that. My lips are also really chapped too, because I guess I'm just breathing through my mouth at night. Anyway, lovely, lovely, love talking about that. Okay, well, right off the bat, I can tell you I love the coverage. It is definitely on the lighter side, and it's very, very natural, and I do see the luminosity here. It's very, very pretty, and in fact, it's not just like I look shinier or oilier. I feel like there's a really beautiful, like, pearlescent kind of sheen going on. It's very nice. Wow, okay, let me apply this to this side. I'll probably need to pump out a little bit more. Yeah, I really like the sheen to this foundation. And like I said, I really like that it's a pretty light coverage, or at least it can be applied lightly with a brush, not too much product, obviously. Some foundations just can't do that. It ends up looking blotchy, like you have to like add more product and really like even it out. And then you end up getting to like a medium type of coverage foundation. This is nice. This one just like spread out really evenly. I feel like I have a nice like even layer of coverage. I feel like my skin looks really filtered and pearly and luminous. I think it looks really nice. Oh, I'm so impressed. Okay. Wow, I should have tried this. Foundation a little earlier, but you guys know I got a lot of makeup here and I've been going so hard with the Dior Stick Foundation because if I had to choose, I would still go with the Dior because it's in a stick and it's just so easy to like deal with. If I wanted to travel with this, if for whatever reason I want to like throw this into my bag or whatever, so much easier. So anyway, I do really like this Patrick Ta though. This is really gorgeous. Definitely has a more luminous appearance than the Dior stick. All right, let's try the Haus Labs concealer. So again, I got shade 13 Light Neutral. I don't know what to expect from this concealer. I've only heard that it's like really good. I haven't heard any details or anything like that. So that's what the packaging looks like. This isn't new. I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, we've seen this. So let me just do a quick little swatch here. Oh, the formula is a little bit drier than I was expecting. So interesting. So many of the concealers I've been trying lately are of this kind of thicker, drier consistency. The Westman Atelier I wouldn't say is dry, but like I keep saying, it's very thick. It's kind of tacky. This is actually very similar to the Ritual Defy consistency. All right, let's try this out. I'm so curious now. Going to just apply here. Let's get these sunspots. And I'm gonna use my finger and dab in. Much like the Ritual Defy, even though I feel like it has kind of a dry appearance, it doesn't look too matte or drying on the skin in any way. And the level of coverage is pretty decent. You can see how much it's dampened these sunspots. Not bad. I feel like kind of sitting on top of my skin a little bit right here. It's not quite as seamless as the other concealers I've been talking about, like the Dior, of course, like the Westman Atelier, even the Farah Humidi, the pan concealer, I feel like is a little bit more invisible than this concealer. Yeah, I feel like this concealer is like really just sort of like sitting on top of my skin. So I feel like it has the danger of looking a little cakey. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to the Ilia. I'm so excited to try out this medium palette, and I do have the light one sitting out here so we can do a little comparison. Okay, so here is the medium. So beautiful. Those are the 4 products in there, and then let me just hold it up next to the light. Yeah, the light I would say is much more neutral, and the medium is much warmer in tone, and of course a little bit deeper for obvious reasons. So there are the 4 powders. So both of the blushes have a little bit of sheen in here, unlike the light palette where the bubblegum pink, that I don't find to have any sheen, and then the one at the end has quite a bit of sheen. So interesting. They put, yeah, a subtle kind of metallic sheen in both of these blushes. I think this bronzer may be a little bit too warm for my skin tone, but let's try it. I'm not going anywhere today, so it'll be fine. I'm gonna use my Inochige Pro brush from Sonia G bronzer. I'm gonna really try and pick up not that much and see how it looks on my skin. Yeah, it is quite warm. I think I would feel more comfortable using this as a straight up bronzer versus like a bronzer contour situation. That's how I'm using it over here. I'm kind of like applying it underneath my cheekbones and around my forehead, but I think if I use this to kind of lightly dust all over, it may look a little bit better. Well, since I started down this road, let me just continue. I'm gonna add just a little bit here. I'm gonna take this big fluffy Sonia G brush. I'm just gonna dip it into that bronzer just very lightly and just dust it where I would bronze. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think this looks nice as a full-on bronzer versus a bronzer or contour. All right, I think it does work though. I don't think it's like too deep for my skin tone, so that's good. I'm gonna use my Designer Pro from Sonia G. I'm gonna go into the lighter blush and try this out. Ooh, very pretty, very warm toned. Definitely giving me that like sunburnt look. It's got that perfect kind of red undertone. Oh, I love it. I'm definitely gonna be using this palette like in the warmer months for sure. Oh wow, so pretty. Okay, and did I buy any other highlight? No, this is it. I'm gonna use the highlight that's in this palette here. And from the swatch, it simply just looks a little bit deeper than the one in the light palette, so we'll see if it works for my skin tone. I'm gonna use this Hourglass brush. This is like the Duo brush. I'm gonna use the rounded side. Beautiful highlight. This could be a little bit deep for my skin tone. A little bit. Again, maybe perfect at the height of summer, but I think I can get away with it. I don't think it looks too obvious. All right, well that's the Ilia palette. Oh, I'm so glad I can use that. Okay. All right, so that's the medium face palette. All right, for my eyebrows, I'm just gonna throw on my Glossier Boy Brow that I've had, and this is in gray. All right, now I'm so excited to try this out. I have to admit, when I saw this online, I was like, whatever, okay, another big palette. I don't think I need it, no big deal. And then when I saw it in person at the store, I was like, that's really, really pretty. And I think what really, not impressed me, but I think what I really liked about the palette was that there were some really strong metallics that you could see, these very sparkly ones, but then basically the rest of the shadows, aside from maybe this one, the rest of them are just mattes. And I'm like, that's so great. It's so easy to use. Just like kind of build out a look with your mattes and then add a shimmer. Add a couple shimmers, like if you want to go out or whatever. That's immediately what I thought of when I looked at this palette. I also thought it did look a lot like the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, because it's neutral and it's nude, but there's definitely like a little pink leaning in there, which I feel like her I Need a Nude palette does that. But I really wanted to give this a try because there are a lot more like grays in here, and yeah, I'm really digging like the cooler toned palettes. So anyway, I just wanted to give this a shot. Okay, so here are some swatches of these shades. I think I'm gonna go from top to bottom. Yeah, I'll go from top to bottom, left to right. So we've got Iced Out, Avalanche, IDGAF, High Life, Aurora, Bling, Platinum, VBS, Oneself, Unapologetic, Poised, Diamond Dew, Faux Fur, She Rich, Lavish, Gold Standards, Cold Plunge, and finally First Class. I'm gonna go into Poised, which is this gray, almost like lilac shade. And I'm going to build this up. And I'm going to take my Sonia G S2 brush. Do I go into High Life or Oneself? Let me try High Life. This one is just a little bit pinkier than Oneself. Oneself is a like pretty rock solid light gray tone. So I think High Life may be a little bit more complementary, but let's see. Yeah, it's like a dusty mauve. I'm going to take my W36 brush from Esom and go into Faux Fur, which is like the mid-tone brown in here. This one's deeper, this one's redder and lighter. So I'm going to go here and just deepen up the outer corner with this. All right, now I'm going to pick up Aurora, which is this pinky shimmery shade. I'm just going to use my finger and tap this onto the lid here. Wow, that's very pretty, and I don't have any fallout from that shade. That's nice. I don't have a ton of experience with Huda Beauty palettes. I think I've only ever gotten one other one. I think it was the grunge one. Yeah, it was the grunge one. It was okay, it was fine. I feel the same way about this one. I really like the eye look that I just got, but I'm not as blown away as I am when I use like my big Natasha Denona palettes, when I just use that Makeup by Mario, the Moonlight palette, the Pat McGrath palettes even. You're always like, whoa, like that's so intense, that's so insane. I don't know, the Huda Beauty is good. It's nice, but I never feel like, wow, like, oh my God, this is such a great palette, or I feel inspired. Like the Natasha Denona palettes, I think I was mentioning this in my Sephora recommendations video. When I open those up, I feel really like inspired, like, ooh, like what can I use? And I don't know, I don't necessarily feel that when I open up the Huda Beauty. I think it's very pretty, it's very aesthetically pleasing, obviously. The shades are very beautiful. They're, you know, quote unquote usable and everyday. None of them are like totally outrageous, like we don't have any fluorescent colors in here or whatever. But I just don't feel, I don't know, there's like no passion. No passion is ignited when I open up this palette. Anyway, it's not to say that it doesn't perform nicely, and it's, you know, like I said, I really like the look that I got, but I would still stick with my recommendations. I still love like the Natasha Denona's, and I still love that Makeup by Mario palette. Okay, what's left? Oh, I've got that Dior lip oil. So let me just put on a little bit of eyeliner here. I've got my Makeup Forever Artist Pencil Extreme in 612 Dimensional Dark Brown. I'm just gonna add this to my waterline just to finish this up a little. I think I'm gonna take a page out of the Gen Z book and not put on any mascara. Crazy, right? The Dior Addict Lip Glow Oil. So I got bronzed glow. So it's this guy. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So I'm gonna put on my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine. This is 600. And again, if you're wondering why my lips look so dry, it's because of this darn cold. Okay, there's Anywhere Caffeine. And let me throw this on. Oh, it's a little bit more red than I thought, but it's so sheer. It's so sheer, it almost doesn't even make a difference. All right, what do we think of like a warm bronzy lip and a cool toned eye? I don't think it necessarily looks so bad. All right, well, that's what I got at Sephora yesterday. I'm really enjoying everything. I think the only thing I'm kind of questioning is that House Labs concealer. Let me take another look here. Yeah, I feel like on this side it's worse than this eye. It really looks like it's just sitting on top. And I don't like when makeup looks really makeup-y. And the foundation looks really nice. You know, I didn't powder it or anything. It looks really, really good. I guess time will tell. I'll definitely have to get back to you guys. But I love, love, love the finish, and I love the coverage. Really, truly, love, love, love the coverage. It's so nice and like easy. The Ilia palette is gorgeous. I gave you my thoughts on the Huda Beauty. What's not to love about the Dior lip oils. I think that's it, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna end this vlog, well, this kind of hybrid vlog sit down video. I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this makeup, and definitely subscribe down below if you are interested in seeing what I got at Louis Vuitton. Just a couple of cute little things. But yeah, I'll be putting that in a future like fashion haul. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.